What's up, guys? This is Rise and welcome to an epic video. There are some wins in this video that are absolutely ridiculous, and these are going to be some of my last battles of Great League Remix. I might have one more video after this, but this is the video to watch, to be honest, because we go on a 13-game winning streak with some incredible games that look like they are lost, but somehow we find a way to win. Some of them we got pretty lucky. Some of them we made some really nice plays, a combination of the two. Anytime you have success, right? Combination of, at least in this game, of a little bit of luck, a little bit of skill. And shout out to my friend and teammate TZ Spence, who's also a streamer, for recommending that I switch my Whiscash lead. I was running this team to medium success with a Whiscash lead, and I was really weak to Flyers, so TZ suggested I simply just swap the Whiscash for Quagsire, and we immediately saw a ton of success on this run. So here, the Pidgeot countered my Beedrill right, but it did 3 gusts. I know it takes 5 gusts to get to a move, so I know I would be able to reach this Stone Edge here to get rid of it. And now it is K9 with 2 shields against the world. The Whiscash not quite able to mudshot us down. We do get off a Stone Edge worth of chip damage. And now we just gotta hope that they are weak to K9 in the back, because this Whiscash is just so loaded with energy. It basically was at 100 energy. And now I'm thinking, well, I might need to take a Mud Bomb here, because I might need to make sure I can overheat something in back. So I'm actually going to take the Mud Bomb, hoping I can one-shot something, and it's a Wormadam Trash. Wormadam Trash doesn't know what's coming. Bang! Weather Ball takes it out from full health, essentially. And then we're able to get to the Weather Ball against Whiscash Money, our old friend who was put on the bench in favor of his big brother Quagsire, his brother from another mother. Or maybe from another region. I don't even know off the top of my head. Are they from the same region? Let me know in the comments if I can use that saying, brother from another region. But now it's another battle of the Mudshot users. People having a similar idea. I was seeing so many Marowak leads. I thought a Mudboy lead would be pretty nice. So that's why we went with the Whiscash and then Quagsire lead. So this is a favorable matchup, I'd say, for Quag. I mean, honestly, it's pretty neutral, right? It's basically whoever sneaks and denies has the advantage. But Quagsire wins CMP, which I guess you could say makes it favorable for Quag. We CMP tied there. I snuck and denied once, so I am ahead by one Mudshot. Excuse me. Another Earthquake coming through. Is the Diggersby willing to shield? They are not. So I'm actually going to swap directly into my hard counter here, into my Ninetales, because I don't want to just let my Quagsire go to waste, you know? So this way I preserve the Quagsire, and they're staying in, which tells me they must be double weak to this Ninetales. Diggersby was probably their only Ninetales answer. They land the Shadow Ball, and they let me Ember down. And they've had enough, so it must have been like a Ferrothorn or a Wormadam Trash again in back. Or who knows, maybe even like a Caesar. But that's what Ember can do for you. If you're wondering, Rise, why Ember and not Fire Spit? Well, I first got the idea from Cindy, of course. King Ivy's fiance, also known as H.S. which is greenish backwards. She really popularized it with her phenomenal run at the Vancouver Regional Tournament. And Ember, it's just more consistent in terms of damage output, and being a 2-turn move, it's a little bit easier to use. Versus Fire Spin is going to generate energy better for you. You're going to get some more Weather Balls, but you're not going to be able to just completely farm down a Frost Slash like we saw there. So here we get both shields from the Lapras, and I'm not going to let my Quag just get Ice Sharded down. So we're going to aggressively swap into our Ninetales. In comes an opposing Ninetales. And we're going to go straight for this Overheat. This probably won't quite KO, but it'll do a ton of damage. Bang! Look at that! The Ninetales hung on by a thread. I'm going to save my shield for the Beedrill. And it's just a weather ball, so that's huge for us. Our Ninetales is debuffed, though. And I was debating if I could bank this overheat and switch out. I probably could have, but I didn't want to risk it. So I decided to just throw the overheat, aggressively swap in my Beedrill. And our opponent gets a little bit greedy. They might have lagged one turn there. And it actually allows us to get off the X-Scissor. So perhaps they were intending to like catch that. But one turn of lag really threw them off. And Beedrill going to be able to sweep here. You have to... If the Coffin is able to catch like they intended to, I would have had to overfarm extra, and he might have won. So definitely a little bit lucky there. We were fortunate. So that starts us off on a 3-game winning streak as we go to the next set. Machamp lead. This is tough for Quag, right? Because we don't really have much fast move pressure. So the Machamp just punches straight through Quag. So we aggressively swap into our Beedrill. And our opponent's staying in, which is pretty crazy. Tells us they don't have a great answer for Beedrill. And the reason I didn't swap in my soft counter Ninetales is because my Ninetales would just get outpaced. So I figured I was probably better off swapping in my Beedrill just to make things a little bit more uncomfortable for him. And it ended up being the right play since he doesn't really have an answer for this Beedrill. We land the Drill Run. And there's a Meganium in back. And Beedrill obviously could have swept here, which I should have. Man, I should have just closed it out with Beedrill, but I ended up kind of trolling here. I should have just swept with Beedrill, then I could make it a short. Beedrill sweeps entire team. But we come in with the Quag to like make our opponent think they have a chance. And then they get off this against my Ninetales. They get off the Earthquake. They're making me look silly. It's just so unnecessary. But sometimes you gotta just have a little fun with it. Sometimes you just gotta have a little fun. On to the next battle. Dratini Payet. Like Dimitri Payet. Great lead. Marowak is probably the most common lead I've been seeing lately. So that's why I was so fast on this swap, because people keep pairing their Vigoroth with Marowak. So I had seen this swap multiple times, and that's why I just immediately swap in my my Beedrill. And I play this a little weird. I keep on building, because I want energy to threaten the Marowak. So I go for the X-Scissor here, and check out this undercharge. A little bit nasty. A little bit nasty for one extra poison jab. I go for the draw run here. So this is a situation where I probably should have baited, because they really got to respect that. And if I had baited, I would have gotten to another drill run. But that's all right. Marowak has a little bit of energy here. And this Shadow Bone's got a chunk, but we want to save our shield. We don't know what's in back. We get Shadow Boned. In comes Zweilous, and this is kind of scary. I go for the EQ. Bang, land. And we're going to go for an Ember Farm down here against the Dragon. This should only be a Body Slam, I believe. I think the opponent should have committed to the Dark Pulse there. Would have made this tougher for me. But now, we're going to go for the Overheat. If this Marowak gets a full farm down, though, I certainly lose. And then check this out. We get very fortunate here. It was actually some sort of like delayed CMP. And the opponent did not need to throw that Bone Club, obviously. So we get really lucky there. They kind of wasted some energy. They bait us with Bone Club. And we get to the Stoner. So that was certainly a very lucky game. If our opponent doesn't expend that energy on the Ninetales, they can just double Shadow Bone and beat us. So that one we got a little bit fortunate that our opponent made a big mistake in the end. And we get the win to keep the win streak alive. How many comments will there be? Rise! Anyone could have won this with the misplays. Hey, it's hard to play perfect all the time. No one does. So, combination of a lot of wins with some fortunate situations as well. We had a solid lead against the Haunter. We're up against the Vigoroth here, as we've seen before. I like to overfarm quite a bit here. Make sure I have energy to threaten whatever comes in to try and get the shield back. Do I go for another nasty undercharge? No, I just want to get rid of it. I go for a bait here on the Haunter. A little bit risky. And look at that. They call it like a savage. They call my bait like an absolute savage. We get off another for some chip, but definitely made the wrong call there. Going for the drill run, it would have been like a 2 versus 1 at this point. We're able to call a Shadow Punch. I know this can only be another Shadow Punch. So we're going to take it. And that Mudshot went through, so I know I can blind throw a move here. And fortunately for us, it's a Registeel in back. So we get the shield. And once they see the Kanto Ninetales, they top left. Pretty RPS there. Not much our opponent realistically could have done to win that game. This team just is busted. It had the alignment. And we're getting ready to search for the next one. Rank 17. Slowly climbing the ranks. Lord Alchemist. We lead versus Drifblims. This is a bit of an awkward matchup. Our Stone Edge obviously hurts a ton. But if the Drifblim shields and starts to debuff us, then our Stone Edges don't do quite as much. And as you see, because it's a flying type, we're not really doing any fast move damage to it. All our damage is going to come from the Stone Edge. I know Drifblims often tend to bait, so I decided to no shield there. This has to be an Icy Wind. They're just going straight Icy Wind at this point. Throwing with proper timing after 4 mud shots. I land the Stone Edge. Gonna get off another one here. Will the Drifblim use its second shield? It will. And it's gonna go for the full Hex down, so it has a ton of energy. And the reason I let myself get farmed down is because I don't want my Beedrill to get locked against the Drifblim, because that'd be pretty bad. So what I end up doing here is just double shielding. And what comes in? Machamp comes in. And I swapped in a little late, so the Machamp would have gotten to the Rock Slide first. So that's why I'm just throwing my X-Scissor here. And the opponent top left. So whatever's in back, they probably recognized was just going to get overheated. And would have lost. So my guess is whatever was in back probably was not good against K9, which is often the case, right? There's a lot of things weak to fire in Go Badly because there's limited good fire types. Shadow Granville, we have 2 better answers, so we just swap straight into Beedrill, and they swap in Vigoroth. I'm like, what the heck? This is not a Beedrill answer. I decide I kind of want to take switch advantage here, so that's why I'm willing to shield. Because if I can get my Kanto Ninetales on the Granville, that puts me in a pretty good spot. Granville might not even get to a move against K9. I'm able to fully Poison Jab down here. What's going to come in? It is Whiscash. So at this point, I'm probably just going to have to let my Beedrill go down. And that way I can get Quagsire on Whiscash and Kanto Ninetales on Granville, and I should be in a pretty good spot. Obviously going to come in with my Quag here. In comes Granville. And this is where knowing your counts is so important. And we recognize we're able to Ember all the way down before he was to reach a close combat. Just going to go for Weather Balls here. I think Going for the overheat would be kind of overkill, and that could give the Whiscash an opportunity to overfarm a ton and have a ton of energy for our Quag. So this way, we're just putting out consistent damage. The Whiscash is forced to throw a move, and we can basically just mud shot down. Even a Blizzard wouldn't quite KO us from here. And it's just a Mud Bomb. And we get the dub, and you can't stack a Mud Bomb and a Blizzard. Too much energy. So there is a 5-0 set after our 3-0 from the previous one. It's 8:19 p.m. and I'm drinking coffee. Don't do that at home, kids. I'm going to be up all night. Okay. Another Granville, and check this one out. We swapped the B. They just stay in. They don't have an answer. Oh my god, they swap in Machamp. I go for the drill run here. I feel like this is a really obvious shield for the opponent. So I probably should have baited there, but that's fine. I know this was just a cross chop, but obviously the B is super tough for their team, so I'm just going to shield it. They get off another move here. I'm debating whether I want to shield or not. I decide to shield, and the only reason is because I get an X-Scissor off. So this way I either get the last shield from Granville, or now I get to see what's in back, and it's a G-Fisk. Oh, no, I already had both shields. My bad. I already had both shields from the Machamp. And there's a U-Fisk in back. If I said G-Fisk, I'm sorry. And this is a pretty dominant victory. They just, their mistake was obviously not knowing what to come in with against the B. They should have come in with the U-Fisk against the B. I would have potentially taken shield advantage. And I think I might have been able to win anyway, because the Ninetales kind of would have went crazy if I got shield advantage. And like on mud shut down with Quag. So I think I probably win that game anyway, but they definitely could have made it closer by countering the B with the U-Fist. That would have been the correct play for them. And they might have had a chance to win. Wesley is the next opponent. Terrific lead against the Probo. In comes Vic. Oh, this is so good. And this is the better response in my opinion. Beedrill, because I double resist the Razor Leafs as opposed to single resist on K9. Even though K9's dealing super effective, I guess. But not only do I farm all the way down without having to shield, I have double drill runs. And this is shadow on shadow. Double super effective drill runs coming through. Bang! One shots the Probo. And there's a dang Granville in back. And we are just going to be able to Ember down here. What a skillful game, right? Just kidding. We just had them completely team comped. Realistically, no possible way to win that game with the opponent's team. But they also are running like a very rock, paper, scissors style team, right? Those Pokemon aren't very flexible. They tend to hard win or hard lose most matchups. Dragonair. This is one of the epic games. We safe swap Beedrill. We're met by Marowak. I go for the drill run here. Could argue I should have baited since it's a pretty obvious shield for them, but we play it safe. We just get the shield. Guarantee that they don't call a bait on us. We get farmed down. I'm going to come in with Quag right away. This will allow me to overfarm and take out the Marowak so my Ninetales doesn't have to see it. And I am up a shield, which is pretty nice. I overfarm just a hair too much, and I'm going to have to shield a move. And it ends up being a Bone Club, so not only did I throw on CMP, I also unnecessarily shielded the Bone Club. In comes Dragonair, so we're going to go for a Stone Edge here to try and get that last shield. We do get the last shield. We swap K9, and they swap their own K9. And now I'm thinking, okay, how the heck do I win this? And I decide the way I win this is because if I overheat, then the Dragonair just sweeps my team. So the way I win this is by mud-shotting down with my Quagsire and earthquaking the Dragonair. That's my only win con. This has to be a Weather Ball. They didn't build up to the overheat, so I'm able to no-shield here. It's a double debuffed Weather Ball. I have to commit to the mud shot down. I sneak in a mud shot. I have the Earthquake. So now I am just blind tapping Earthquake. Will this be enough? The Dragonair is still healthy. Quag. Money. Bang. One shots the Shadow Dragonair. And we're able to take an epic win. Probably the best win of the video so far. After getting like semi-countered. Negative lead. Beedrill gets countered by AWAC. And we're able to find the win con in the end just by dancing around and managing our energy. I was definitely proud of that one. Quality win there. The Toshi Imposter is up next. Another Drifblim. Let's see if they decide to play this the same way as our previous Drifblim opponent. This person just icy wins right away. They're just like, all right, I'm just going to debuff you this way. I can live the Stone Edge. So first Stone Edge coming through from us. And it draws a shield. This is another Icy Wind. So I don't need to shield this. I know I live it. Over farming quite a bit. He's only one off the Icy Wind. And he actually over farmed. So I think he probably should have thrown his Icy Wind there. Because now, not only does he lose Switch, but he's down a shield as well. So I'm going to let the Vigoroth counter me down. This way I can align my Beedrill with the Vigoroth. A little bit of desync there, so I'm not exactly sure if the Vigoroth did like 1 extra, 2 extra, no extra. It looks kind of weird visually because I keep pausing after these charge moves. Just quite annoying. I go for the drill run here because if they let it go, this will actually KO. It does go away. I gotta get off the drill run here. I get it off. And now I gotta hope my Ninetales can get to an overheat. I get a sneak there. That sneak is massive. But can I get to this overheat before they get off an Aqua Tail? It's gonna be close. We get there at the same time. It's CMP. Aqua Tail super effective. It's gonna take us out. No, it's not gonna take us out. And Ninetales, with a sliver of health, 1 HP in a dream, overheats the Dragalge for epic win number 2 of the video. Just an incredible sequence there. I think I stood up out of my chair when I played these battles live on stream. People were asking what IVs are on those Ninetales, and I showed them. It's not like the craziest good IVs, but they're good enough. They're good enough as shown to live that move. And we've got one more battle here for you. 4-0 on the set, currently riding a 12-game win streak. Bogar is the opponent. We get a terrific lead. They swap, we swap. We've seen this same scenario play out multiple times. Lots of Marowak lead Vigoroth safe swap teams here in Remix. I'm going to play it the same way. Gonna throw my X-Scissor here, and I think I do another little nasty undercharge here. Nasty little undercharge to get 1 extra jab. I blind baited the Marowak, but check it out. It's actually a Mandibuzz that came in. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna save a drill run, and I'm gonna hard swap in my Quagsire because I don't want to just waste this energy on Mandibuzz. I'd rather save the drill run for the Marowak. Gonna get off a Stone Edge here. Mandibuzz is so bulky, it actually takes the Stone Edge, knowing that I can't really Mudshot it down. I throw the Stone Edge here. I overfarm a little bit since they were on their 4 cycle. I take it out, and I'm able to get to another Stone Edge because I overfarmed. So this definitely is going to force the first shield. I hard swap in K9, and I'm feeling pretty good because now I know all I have to do is get off my overheat, which will either take it out or draw the last shield, and I have that drill run loaded. I shielded just in case they were running like Shadow Ball or something crazy. I go for the overheat here, and they really can't shield this, right? Because my drill run would do even more. So you might be thinking, what are they doing? Letting the overheat go. Well, honestly, they couldn't really shield it because my drill run would do even more damage. So I think they made the right call there, just hoping that I didn't have overheat and was going for like a Psyshock, and were able to take the win. So a 13-game winning streak. One more shout out to my teammate TZ Spence for the Quagsire lead suggestion, and us immediately having a bunch of success with this team. As we wrap up the video, join the Thunderdome live tournament this Thursday. I will be competing. We only have like 10 people signed up so far. We really need to get over 33 or 34 to make it a 6-rounder. So if you want a chance to play against me, play against other fans of the channel, go sign up for that Thunderdome Live Forged Cup for this Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thought these were some of the craziest battles we've had in a while on the channel, especially those 2 in particular were just insane. Hope you enjoyed. Comment down below. All comments are appreciated. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video if you enjoyed. And all that said, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.